everyone, to everyone listening to us online and on-site. Nice to see you all, guys. I'm happy to welcome you at Fintech Inspired panel. My name is Jekaterina Bitus, and I am a part of Rockit Vilnius family, the Fintech Innovation Center in Lithuania. And we are going to chat about emerging fintech sectors in Europe in the context of current events and challenges. And I'm happy to be here on the stage with such a great company. So I will, of course, start by introducing the speakers. So our first panelist is Janis, Berzins, lead of sales within fintech software industry at Accenture Baltics, representing Latvia. So Janis is a great expert in solutions sales, and he has a great background in IT industry. And of course, he is one of the best to explain the crypto in a simple way so everyone understands. So always like to listen to your presentations on this topic, so it's fantastic. Our second panelist is Melinda Havas. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Great. So Melinda is full of energy and works at not less energizing fintech startup. So creating digital solutions to engage younger generations with the financial services. So welcome, Melinda. Hi. And our third panelist is from Lithuania and shares with me not only the country but the name as well. So she is Jekaterina Govina, the partner and fintech enthusiast at Response Legal. And Jekaterina has spent 9 years at the Lithuanian Central Bank, and she is actually the person standing behind the fintech growth success story in Lithuania. And she is a great expert in understanding the regulation and supervision of financial sector in European Union. So welcome, Jekaterina. So let's begin. What should we expect in the fintech industry? What new instruments, what new challenges, what subsectors are trending today? So I would like to start with you, Melinda. I bet you know the first and the hottest trends because you're working with young generation. And what is important for the millennials these days? What new tools and services trending in that customer segment?
Thank you for the word. I would like to start with elaborating on the term younger generations. So it's a bit tricky because we might think that millennials are young. However, millennials were born between 1980 and 1995, meaning that the oldest millennials are 42 years old already. So as younger generations, I would like to mostly elaborate on Gen Z and Alpha. According to OECD, young adults are people between 19 to 24 years old. So this basically is Gen Z currently. However, we can state that millennials and Gen Z all have a similar approach to technology and applications in general. They view the world as a small, highly connected ecosystem. Also, they are not constrained by physical proximity, and they have very serious expectations in terms of technology and how we create user experiences for them. And the reason for that is around 2010s was the years when smartphones entered mainstream and applications like Spotify or Uber appeared, and these applications are haunting us till this day, meaning that they set such standards that millennials and Gen Z expect these experiences till this day and in every sector. So within fintech as well, which might pose challenges to neobanks. And yeah, so basically, what was the original question? Sorry.
You were so exciting about talking about your target audience. So actually, what is trending for your audience? What is trending for the millennials?
Oh yeah, so what is trending? Yeah, so we did our own research at ff.next, the fintech company I work at, and they are looking for platforms where they can connect the opinions of their peers is really important for them. So we need to create community for them. Also, as I mentioned, Uber and Spotify, so they really look for the already well-known design patterns and design elements. So we really need to use these in our applications, like the well-known hamburger menu, which has a funny name, but actually it's a thing. Also, visualizing data is key in communication, and the line between entertainment and communication is blurred in their case. So this is how we need to create applications for them to become successful. And yeah, I'm speaking home, so to say, but what they truly need, it's not necessarily what they're looking for, but what we truly believe that Gen Z and Gen Alpha needs is proper financial education. We are following research, and in the UK, less than 2/3 of kids receive financial education in school, which is a really low number. So we need to get neobanks and regular banks to provide these youngsters with the solutions they truly need, especially in such troubled financial times and economic situation, and also with the appearance of cashless economy. So it's really hard for them to understand even basic financial concepts when they can't even see the money. So what they need is solutions which truly, or tools which truly help them understand the basics of financial consciousness or based on the principle of learning by doing. And actually, we have an application based on these principles called Strive. It's a cryptocurrency-based solution, meaning that parents can set up an account. They can wire in their initially Coinbase wallet, but basically a cryptocurrency wallet into the solution, and they can send pocket money to their kids. In cryptocurrencies, also they can reward them for chores. So this really helps kids to understand this new cashless economy, these new trends or from very young ages.
Yeah, thank you so much. And actually, speaking about crypto, it's trending and emerging not only for young generation but for adults as well, and in the whole world, I can say. So maybe I can give the ball now to Janis. That what are the new challenges for fintechs in offering cryptocurrency services, and what are new trending wins in that field?
Yeah, I think if we looking at the challenges, what are for the fintech services with regard to cryptocurrencies, so actually we can see a lot of challenges nowadays in the market now, because if we look at the map overall, what is going on in the world, and there is like around 40 countries in the world which actually has banned or even restricted to use cryptocurrencies in the national markets, and some of them is like Ecuador and North Macedonia, which is actually countries of Europe. So I think, and there is like a lot of reasons behind that. So I think if you look from the fintech perspective, there is a lot of challenges from that, and some reasons, for example, why these countries has actually banned the usage of these cryptocurrencies in their own markets is because they want to keep their national money as strategic value, or national currency as strategic value, and for them it's like the cryptocurrency is actually a competitor, yeah, which enters in the market, which actually competes with the currency what is used in the particular country. And I see that this is actually as well, let's say, some kind of maybe opportunity for the fintech companies in long term, because if we look at the map in the world now, so what's going on? Yeah, so we can see that there is like several countries which are actually piloting and testing and doing researches for digital currency implementations, and some of them, these countries are actually like United States of America or European Union, which are doing that. And that means that in the long-term perspective, we will see that these, like for example, these countries will implement most probably this digital currency, national digital currency in the countries, and that means that it will bring a new possibilities for fintech companies in payment industry. So there will be new business opportunities to grow together with this ecosystem. Yeah. So I think it's really challenging, and but we have to, I think, always look from the perspectives that we have to seek for new opportunities, right? So that's I think would be the right approach today.
Isn't it so that the companies that are offering cryptocurrency services, that they feel some pressure from the current geopolitical situation with the sanctions, and is this like the new challenge actually for them? shall we expect any kind of like new solutions to help them to continue providing services?
Yes, so I think we should expect new solutions because these cryptocurrencies have to understand and deal with these restrictions in the countries, and they have to understand how they can stay compliant in the countries and keep their business running. And that's, I think, that if he's looking from another perspective, another angle, that's the challenges for the cryptocurrency businesses. Because, for example, if we look at the map, then there is like several countries, huge countries, which are actually planning to implement the national digital currency, like China and India. And they are very kind of, smart, and they don't want to kind of give away this business to anyone. And that's the challenge for the cryptocurrency business. So they have to see and seek for new opportunities to be, let's say, compliant with the national bank requirements and to be in that business.
Yeah, I don't know, Jekaterina, maybe you can comment something on that. Would you like to make a comment? Because as I mentioned in the beginning, you worked for the regulator for a long time, and you know a lot about as well national currencies, I believe.
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. It's really strange to speak with this headset on your head. So I could speak a lot about cryptocurrencies, but maybe the main point, what is the challenges for cryptocurrencies industry, is opening bank account. It's merely as it was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and it's still is the problem right now. Because yes, if we are talking about merely P2P, payments transfer using cryptocurrencies, there is no problem. But if you want to then exchange cryptocurrencies to fiat, so you still need to use this traditional old infrastructure. In that sense, you need to find a partner, bank or some payment service provider, and we know that banks are reluctant to cooperate with cryptocurrencies service providers because first they don't understand the risk that cryptocurrencies are posing, and second they just sometimes don't want to understand and to invest in this know-how in that area. So yeah, that's speaking about cryptocurrencies, but I want to come back maybe to the theme of our panel discussion and speak a bit about trends in fintech industry. So yes, cryptocurrencies and crypto assets overall would be first probably trend. And as we see that European regulation on cryptocurrencies is approaching, and we will probably have European-wide regulation for cryptocurrencies by the end 2025. So this will become like a part of financial system, and I think that it will solve a lot of problems that crypto service providers are having right now. So it's the first trend, of course. The second trend, I would speak about wealth tech and crowdfunding included. And here in Latvia, here in Latvia, you have quite very well developed actually crowdfunding service benefit like ecosystem, and I think that crowdfunding is one of the industries that Latvia could benefit from. Because we have now from this year we will have like European-wide regulation that will allow crowdfunding platforms to operate in all European Union market, just having one license from one basically regulator. And if it was the problem earlier, yes, to operate in each market, to understand regulation of each market, so from this year it will be much more easier. So crowdfunding and wealth tech overall, because we invest more, we spend online more, and so wealth tech overall will be booming, I think. And I will end with a third trend, so it's green finance. And here it's really wide category, but both traditional industry, traditional financial industry like banks, credit unions, financial brokerage companies, and so on. So they are looking how to make sure that their lending, their investment is is green, yes, because the European Central Bank pushes them to make sure that they lend and invest in like green companies. So ESG and green finance will be the third trend, and I expect a lot of companies emerging in that field as well. So I will stop here.
Oh, thank you, Katrina, for disclosing so many trends. And can I ask you a bit more about the wealth tech? As we are constantly talking about this buy now, pay later, and I think that Melinda as well knows about this trend. And I think that a lot of people care that our customers, our society would not take too much lending products, like to not finance their emotional shopping. And does this new wealth tech trend related with that, will it have inside some solutions that will help to manage the lending products as well as the investing products?
My answer to that question will be really short because basically buy now, pay later is consumer credit. You can try to find some ways to explain it in different way, but most countries and UK as well is moving to the direction that if you provide customer a possibility to buy some stuff and pay in installments later, basically it's consumer credit, and you need to obey all the regulations that are being applied for payday loan providers. So the trend is like this. If I just look from a regulatory and supervisory perspective.
Okay, so are there any kind of like products upcoming for the consumers to take care about their portfolio, as lending, as crypto, as investing? I don't know. Will we see this finally 360 in the upcoming years? How do you think, guys? Is it already here?
I can start. Yes. Again, the trend is that our financial literacy is really low. Yes, as a society in Baltics and in European Union overall. So again, in Lithuania, I guess in Latvia as well, we see the emergence of solutions that help actually youngsters and adults to manage their finances more wisely. Yes, to bring some explanation about what it is finance, how to invest, what are risks, and so on. So these apps that helps basically to manage your either saving or investment or I don't know, whatever finance you need, they are again and they are trending right now, and I think that they will be trending in the future as well.
Do you want to add something on top? No?
Yeah, I totally agree with the financial literacy thing. Actually, 40% of people are basically financially illiterate and in major advanced economies. So we're not talking about third world countries. And there's especially within younger generations, meaning Gen Z and Alpha is still young, but they are having a totally different approach on this, and they are willing to learn about financials and financial literacy on their own. So these applications are entering the market, and also we started our company in 2017 with an actual family banking product, and we couldn't sell it to banks back then. And throughout the past 5 years, banks realized that this can mean a competitive advantage for them to launch these solutions, and thanks to customer expectations, it's even becoming a must, or it will become in the upcoming few years. So yeah, this is also a trend.
Great. Any more comments on your side? You say financial literacy, immediately in my head financial inclusion pops up, right? So I think this is as well quite important topic. So does it as well help the new trends to emerge that we all want to increase the financial inclusion, especially in the situation that we have now, and when we have people migrating from country to country? So when the refugees are coming and all this stuff, I was thinking that maybe we were talking about it on backstage, right, guys? That crypto can help to improve financial inclusion as well. So
Yeah, it might be so, but I still could agree with Melinda that actually one of the things, most important things, I think what we have to do is nowadays is like educate really the people about the payment market possibilities and that about these responsibilities for these different kind of mortgages and credits. And I think that is one, because we are still facing nowadays in Latvia, for example, that there is situations when some people are taking some credits or payday loans and they don't know even for what they are responsible. And that's the one thing where we still should work to educate people.
Yeah, and actually, I think that this as well probably brings us getting people more and more financially inclusive, and of course, financial literacy is very much important because there is one more challenge that we are receiving right from the cyber security. The more and more people going online, especially like after pandemic situation and pandemic crisis, so we see that it's a new like the new big challenge. So any comments on that in your area?
Yes, it is new big challenge really, and it's not only about if we talk about this pandemic situation, but if you look at the current situation, let's say the war in Ukraine, then this is a thing which has bring new risks to everyone in the market. And I think there is like list is very big one, long one, with a lot of treats, and because technology is getting more complicated and complicated. But the basic one is like IoT, cloud, blockchain, cryptocurrency, phishing, for example. Yeah, and there is like I think still a lot of risks. So my question to you actually, what are the risks what you have faced with regard to security of cybersecurity?
Have you experienced any hacker attacks recently?
Well, no. Actually, how we work or how our company works is basically we're front-end providers, and we use financial institutions, so well, trustworthy backends basically, and we don't store data, so we're not really threatened by these kind of cybersecurity breaches and stuff.
And yourself?
Myself? Yes, sometimes iPhone gives you a list on the passwords that have been used or have been exposed, and I always get that list, and I'm trying to use secure passwords, but I'm pretty sure that I'm exposed to that.
And you, Jekaterina,
Yeah, it just
you're lucky as well.
no, it maybe not from this cyber perspective, but from fraud perspective. I get time to time a call from either Swedbank or any other bank saying that I need to do something with my account, basically to send my money to this person, because it's really a matter of safety of my funds and so on. So, but it's probably another theme that emerged again during the pandemic, because everyone went online, and fraudsters they used a chance to try to figure out how to like take people money and make basically some profit from that. So yeah, fraud and cyber is these risks that financial companies will need to learn how to manage really efficiently.
So my experiences as well, personal, quite narrowed. Only my daughter's Instagram account was hacked, but from another hand, from the business perspective, exactly like at Swedbank, we see that it's the new trend. It's some like even separate business for our people who take care about the cybersecurity, because the more and more emerging fintech and banking markets are becoming, so the more and more hackers' attention actually they have. And recently, especially after the war started in Ukraine, there were many hacker attacks actually that were pushed off, and the hackers getting smarter and smarter. And I think it's really like brings us to the resilience question, that of course when you emerge, when you grow, you need to learn how to be resilient. And actually the other circumstances like the economical situation, like for example the growing inflation, is which you're making the impact on the financial sector and on the country's economy in European Union. And it was so great to see how during the COVID crisis the fintech companies were in the front line and help their as private as business customers, right, to function, to get access to the financial support and assistance. So my question is, do we see now as well as a trend, do we becoming more resilient, and are we ready for this upcoming inflation as well? I don't know, Jekaterina, maybe you can comment on that.
Yes, what we see, and both from retail and institutional investors, is that people are starting to think where to deploy their money. Yes, because this growing inflation in Lithuania, for example, it's 15% right now. So it forces to think whether I should keep my money, all of my money in the bank account, getting basically zero, or I can invest either via crowdfunding and get like 10-15% of return, or I should invest in some shares or bonds of the company and still at least get a fraction of the inflation. Yes, so when I was working in Bank of Lithuania, we saw this trend that people are desperately searching for the way how to deploy their money. And sometimes what we see is that people looking at cryptocurrencies, trends that they are growing and they become like lucrative way to deploy money, but it's really, really dangerous, and a lot of people just lost a lot of money because they thought that yes, if Bitcoin is growing, then it will be growing for the next years, and it's not the case. So yeah, people be careful. Don't put all of your money in, especially in one basket. Yes,
Exactly.
as we say. Yeah.
Yeah, so where is the crisis? So there is an opportunity as well at the same time, right? So to end up on the positive note, I would, of course, like to ask you, maybe you would want to share, to provide you some commercial spot, especially for you, Melinda. Maybe you want people to invite to your stand, or you have the stand, right, here in the expo?
Yeah, actually, I would like to welcome all of you to our booth, which is like over there in the startup area. We have really cool stickers, so pop by if you have the time, and I'm happy to talk about our company and listen to your stories, and let's just meet up. This is a really cool event, and I hope we can grab something together, have a coffee, and talk a bit.
Yeah, great. So I believe that a lot of companies have stickers, so you can have really like stickers exchange there in the stand. So that's great. We, with the team of course as well, will step by and exchange some stickers. This is a good souvenir from the conference. Janis, any last word from your side? Some wishes to the audience? Some commercial spot for Accenture.
So check our advertisements.
So you are hiring, right?
Yeah, but we are really please, yeah, we are hiring, and we are very welcome, looking for new people in our company, an energetic one, and I think it's a really good opportunity for everyone. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, great. And Jekaterina, now it's your turn. So.
Yeah, I don't have any
promotion.
Promotion. I just people, if you are not in fintech industry but are thinking about maybe changing your careers, there are plenty of opportunities in fintech right now, especially in risk management side, in business development side. So really explore opportunities. Visit Lithuania if you don't find any job here in Latvia. So yeah, our companies and very huge companies are struggling to find right people to drive their companies forward.
And thank you very much for inviting people to such a nice country as Lithuania. And now it's like my commercial spot, and I will then specify how to enter the fintech ecosystem. So of course it's to visit Rockit Vilnius. So we are in the heart and the center of the city, and you can do it as well online, looking for us at rockitvilnius.com. So you are more than welcome. So we are the heart and soul of fintech ecosystem, proudly saying that. And it's good to see how the fintech companies strive for the process and innovation in our center in the Lithuania in general. So 100 points plus to what Jekaterina has said. Unfortunately, we are not going to have the opportunity to have Q&A session, but I would like to encourage you to approach the speakers after the panel networking session or on LinkedIn or on Pineapple. I know that we have that one at TechChill, so don't be shy. We are ready to talk to you and to collaborate. And thank you all for listening us. Thank you for those who are watching us online. Thank you, Janis. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Jekaterina. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.